So I thought I would make a video more current updates. There's obviously I talked about the 4 states: Alaska, Hawaii, Pennsylvania, and Rhode Island. Those that I was told had the shortest wait list, but everything seems so controlled that I'm not even sure if exactly it makes that much of a difference, because they can say whatever they want to do and what they want to do to me. So if I show up in Alaska, I may still wait 8, 10 months, 3 months, 6 months, a whole year, maybe a little more than that. If I go to Florida or Kansas, it may not make that much of a difference. So as far as it goes with the circumstances, my teeth are beginning to hurt, and I don't know, they're shooting some sort of electronic device or put something in the toothpaste or food or something, but it's some sort of electronic device. It's aching my teeth, and I really don't know really what is going to be best. I just know that before July, I will be leaving somewhere within the last week of July or probably the first weeks of August, because I have to give a 30-day notice. But I don't know, they may let me leave a little earlier, securing my $300 deposit for the plane ticket to leave, to then live on the streets and look for another place to live. And at 41 years old, it's very difficult, it becomes even more difficult to live on the streets. You know, Alaska gets pretty cold. You know, they got a shelter there. It's not a very good shelter I'd like going to, but they're probably going to force me to go there. You know, gospel church. You know, if I go to Alaska, I'll probably try to go to the same place I went there over just about 10 years ago. See if the dude still still lives there and has a room available for it. Probably not, but if I look on Craigslist, every place seems going to be charging me $650. Not even the $650 if I get lucky. So it's going to be like $700-800, which leaves me flat broke. The job opportunities there are not really opportunistic there. There's not a whole bunch of opportunity, but they pay really well. Hawaii's out of the question. Rhode Island, Pennsylvania. I don't feel like going to Pennsylvania. I don't think it's probably a good place for me to go. Rhode Island's a very small, concentrated place. Could be very difficult there as well. I was thinking maybe I may go to Florida, may go to Lawrence, Kansas, and wait there again. But the brutal temperatures of the heat are very harsh. And I was thinking, well, maybe I should go to Kansas, but the insurance, you know, it's going to take me at least probably 7 to 8 weeks to find a place to live, apply for the program, and get approved. And then the waiting period starts, where I have to just wait until they give me a call, said I was approved, and then I can go apply. Then I can go get these dental services, and that's going to take several more months. So it's kind of a bit downfall, you know, that I have to wait for so long, and I'm trying to eat healthy. They don't let me work out. They don't, they're beating me with so many different electronic devices. I feel like I have very little control to have any good quality of life. And I'll be 42 by the time, I'll probably get qualified in the dental work. That's probably for sure, because it's going to take several weeks to get all the cavities finished, and then the root canal is probably going to take probably a solid at least 2 weeks. I really don't look forward to waiting for a whole year or more just to get this, but I have no choice because my teeth are hurting, and it's such a haggle. It's such a haggle and difficulty, because living like this, and my body's not in shape as it used to be. They're crippling my ability to be physically functional a lot of the times. whenever I'm, they're shooting my back, and then they're fucking doing all kinds of fucking shit, shooting me, and it just, I don't remember where I'm going or what the fuck I need to do, or I forget certain shit, and I get scared, and then I just bail out and just go to my room or go to a small little place, and just wait and just chill. But I don't really get to be very productive, and they have so much control over everything I'm doing. Every time I order things on eBay and Amazon and call a customer, nobody knows how much haggle shit this is, and how they, it takes 3 to 4 weeks for me to get items from Amazon. I ordered stuff from Amazon and eBay all the time before. It doesn't take that long, but they're doing it on purpose to keep me under confined control. But I'm trying my best. I may go to Florida, but Florida is very humid, very hot, and maybe just cruise the beaches there. Obviously I've not been allowed to approach any girls, and I'm just there to get my teeth fixed and hopefully find some work, but it's very tiring because they make everything so difficult. Everything on my phone is controlled. They flicker the screen. I touch the screen to move it to the left and right on maps. They glitch the screen. It scrolls from left to right. So it's unbearable to be able to just do simple fucking things. Very simple things. But I try to, stay positive and be like, well, this is the only existence that I've been living for a very long time. Every money, every dollar and penny that I'm getting, I'm only building gifts for friends to send to them. That's all I do. I don't really care so much about anything else. I don't know what this outcome. I know everybody is getting old, and it's just a very tough situation because people have no idea how living out of a backpack is a very hard life. Lived on the streets for so many years. I don't know anybody that's been living like this for as long as I have, and just trying to make the best of it. Don't know, like, once all this gets successfully completed, like my guess is I'm probably going to end up going to Alaska, maybe Rhode Island, maybe Kansas. It's maybe some other state. I don't know yet, but Alaska and Rhode Island and Pennsylvania are my basic options that it's going to be for me to be able to have a short waiting list. But they have so much control. They can say whether it's 3 months or a fucking year. Me thinking that, it can maybe a month shorter, but what difference does it fucking make? They have so much control over every place I live. When I get to the place I live, they start harassing me, they start beating me, they just start, but their scenery is very beautiful in Alaska, but I have already been there. So, Rhode Island, I haven't been there. There's the ocean shores. I don't know what it's like there, but I think there's probably heavily LBGT community like the other places, and probably more concentrated for them to control me, and then dispatch all kinds of different people. But I was thinking Florida, well, there's some amusement parks, but the primary goal is to really just save up money again, because it's all being burned off anyway. But I thought I'd make a video. Gonna head to one of these states before August 14th, before the first 2 weeks of August for sure, but I have to give a 30-day notice. I think maybe in a week or two I'll give my 30-day notice, or if I can leave earlier than less than 30 days, I probably will do that, because I have to figure out my financial money. I get my $1,368 Social Security. I have to figure out what my plane ticket's going to be, hotel cost, my expenses for some of the items I have to purchase on the internet, for gifts for friends, and then mailing it to them. As far as I know, some of them may completely just throw in the garbage can. I don't even know. But it is. They are telling my mother identical twin. They have her like a puppet. Every fucking word, everything is under their. She is completely obedient and completely retaliating against me. There's no fucking. It is hard to have something like this happen, and for have such crooked and such awful things like that to have take me for my free labor for so many years, and then I'm supposed to be grateful for somebody stealing my shit and then giving it to me. You know, and but I'm gonna, try to make the best of it. Florida sounds pretty good. It has a lot of amusement parks. There's a lot of activities. Maybe you feel like chilling. The difference is it may go to a calm city like Lawrence, Kansas. Hoping maybe, if I would go to Lawrence, Kansas, it definitely would. The motivation there would be to maybe come across Michaela, come across my sister. I don't know where she is, what's happening, why she was there the first time 4 or 5 years ago, but I don't know what's going to happen. I know that would be an influence. Maybe I'll run into her, get some more information somehow, sort of in a desperate attempt to try to reach out to her for help, for answers about my biological father and all this stuff that's going on. But like I said, probably won't find any luck with that, so maybe Florida, I don't know. There's several states and several towns I have to be in. When I get there, I have to think about the mailing address, because they have to send me a mailing address. Then I have to worry about, I have to get up and leave the fucking Craigslist ad or Facebook ad I find. You have no idea how hard it is, because I'm always under the authority and control and overcharging prices and uncomfortability of these places I'm living at. I'm at the mercy completely of them. And I can't tell you how many times it was so much more better for me to just be sleeping outside, because I found more peace. There was more peace and serenity for me to be able to be sleeping outside in a fucking park, and then wake up in the morning when they make me shit, like train like an animal, and, go to Jack in the Box and get some breakfast sandwiches or whatever, and and being more in peace and more content, because they're not allowing me to accomplish very much of anything, and I still have to think of, okay, when I get to whatever city and state I'm in, I'm gonna continue to try to pass my GED. I don't think I'm gonna pass the GED when I'm here. I'm gonna go to one class, see how it feels, just see what goes on, and I may take a test before I leave. If I may bail out on other courses, and just focus that when I get to this state, just focus on this GED math, and I'll be in a different state, and it'll give me something to do while I'm there, just to focus on that. So I don't know quite yet, but man, it is fucking. It's those survival kits constantly, and people fucking have no idea what type of lifestyle this is, But we're gonna make the most of it. I don't know what's gonna happen. Even when I do complete this GED, then what? I'm definitely gonna come back to Dallas for sure. That's the mission. That's the idea of the situation is. Once I get done with my GED, whatever state that I'm in, and most likely when it's completed, if it's not, is to get my teeth done, get this GED, but to move back to Dallas. That's 100% what I plan to do. It doesn't even start to get cold in Dallas until like October and late October. So, I have to think about temperatures. It's easier to sleep outside when it's cold. Weather gear, coats, socks. They're having me have a very minimal amount of phone use on my phone, because they have so much shit under control. Like, damn, nobody has no idea what. Can barely just do the very basic, simple things. But I guess keep y'all updated. I don't know if you can watch these videos and what state to head to.